Hi, I'm Lucy Ellis, Senior Editor at Scrip, and I'm here at BioEurope Spring in Amsterdam, and I'm joined by Luc-André Granier, the CEO at Advicenne. So thanks for joining me today. The company is focused on pediatric-friendly renal and rare neurology indications, but what are you developing and what stages are those at?
Well, we actually have one product in advanced development because we have completed the development in Europe with a successful phase 3 that we have announced the results last year.
Yeah.
And we are now moving to the registration process. We will submit the dossier end of this year.
And what's the indication?
The indication is DRTA, and a terrible name to stand for distal renal tubular acidosis, which is a disease that affects the capability of the kidney to regulate homeostasis.
And what are the differences when you're targeting pediatric patients then? How do you manage those?
Well, the main thing is that you have to take into account during development phase, of course, the pediatric specificity and having all ages represented in clinical study, but also the way you formulate your product, because you want that your product be the same starting from 6 months and up to the end of the life.
And how do you manage to keep that all in mind then when you've got these various patients at all ages? How do you have to keep that in mind when you're doing clinical studies or commercialization?
Well, generally when you do clinical development for registration process and you have kids, you have to have a certain number of patients, of infant, a certain number of school age children, number of teenagers, and of course adults. You have to take into account the modification of the metabolism through the ages.
And how does that propose challenges when it comes to commercialization as well, though?
Well, I don't know if it is a big challenge because pediatricians are very focused. There are a small number of physicians, so I will say that in terms of commercialization, it may be an help because you enter to the market through the pediatric side, and of course, it's a patient that you keep all his life after.
And the company recently did an IPO, but what other milestones are coming up?
Yes, we did an IPO end of last year, and now our main milestone will be submission of the dossier in Europe, starting clinical evaluation in a second indication in Europe, opening the IND in the US, and starting before the end of this year the study in the US for the first indication for DRTA.
And what's your approach to partnering? Obviously you're at a partner event right now. Who are you looking for and who are you talking to?
Well, as you know, when you plan for commercialization, you need to plan ahead of time. And of course we plan to do by ourselves the main European country, but we need partner for Korea, Asia, Japan, Eastern Europe, Canada, South of America, and all this we are currently trying to find partners, so it's a good place to be.
And what about the US market?
The US market, we have already discussion with partner, but it's also a way to open also the number of potential partner being here.
And you're focused on this one indication. What's the future hold? Will you be looking to expand that product into other areas, or how will that work?
Yes, we are currently in DRTA. We will do a second indication with the same product. The study are just starting now. And we have, of course, a portfolio with other products in development in the same focus area of pediatric.
And are they kind of earlier stage products,
yes.
Assets at the moment? Okay. And what about goals then for the company? Looking ahead to the end of the year and further ahead, what's the long-term vision? What do you want to achieve?
Long-term is to bring the product on the market, to fill an unmet medical need with this product, to fill an unmet medical need for a second indication, and bring product to patients, to children, in the next few years to come, a multiple product and become a full integrated pharma company.
And we look forward to seeing that and keep an eye on it. Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you.